How's it going, everyone? Bill here with Mad Max again. Today we're going to do a video that's a little different than what I'm used to doing. I'm going to be going over the real guns of PUBG. Well, the ones I could get my hands on, at least. We're going to be going over some of the accessories, some of the optics, go over some pistols, some shotguns, some of the rifles, and one of the sniper rifles. With the growing popularity in video games these days, especially the likes of PUBG, I thought it'd be pretty neat to go over some of the real guns that are actually in the game. So let's begin with some of the accessories that you can pick up. This right here would be the quick draw AR mag. It's essentially just a regular mil-spec mag with a Ranger plate on the bottom of it. One of the little accessories that Magpul makes. All it does is make it easier to grab, pull out, give you a better purchase on the magazine. Now we'll get into some of the optics that are not mounted on weapons at this point in time. We got the regular red dot. This is just a little cheapy reflex sight. You can change the reticle on it, different colors and everything. You just mount on the gun, look through it. This here is the holographic sight. This is the EOTech EXPS3, which the holographic sight from the game is based off of. Exactly like it is on the game. I'll mount it on a rifle later and take some shots with it so you can see what it looks like. Moving forward, this is the 4x magnification scope that is in the game. It's an ACOG, it's the one the game is based off of. I should probably say the reason that I like the game so much is everything in the game is based off of something real. It's not just some made-up scope that looks like a tube that they say is 4x magnification. They base it off of real accessories that are used in combat and competition today. But yes, the 4x magnification scope, which is the ACOG. Now we'll get into the guns and start with the pistols. This is a Glock 19. In the game, it is a automatic Glock, which would be the Glock 18. What is the Glock 18C, which is compact. So it is essentially just the Glock 19, but with the select fire. This has a Trijicon Armor mounted on it, and this is what it would look like in the game if you mounted a red dot sight on it. Moving forward, we have a standard 1911 here. This is a Taurus 1911. Nothing special about it. It's just a little cheapy. Right price, the right time. It's one of those things you can say no to it. But this shoots 45 ACP just like in the game, and it's pretty good stopping power. You'll see once I roll in some shooting footage. I did not mention before, but the Glock does shoot a 9mm. Moving forward into the shotguns, this one I will not be having footage of shooting because it is a bit of a collector's item, but it is a Winchester Model 97. It is the trench gun that is infamous for its cocking sound. There's not much to say on it. It is essentially just a pump action 12 gauge shotgun, but this one is especially famous for being in World War I and II. And aside from the modern day Remington 870 and the Mossberg 500, this is probably the most popular or well-known shotgun out there. But like I said, I won't be shooting this just because of its value in real life. It's a collector's item. It's a safe queen. Moving forward, we have what in the game is considered a submachine gun, but it is the only thing submachine gun about it is it shoots a pistol caliber. It's essentially a pistol caliber carbine, but it's the Tommy gun. Probably the most famous gun from the mob movies of the 20s and forward. You can see it in all the movies like Godfather, you know, anything based off the Mafia back in the day. This is a 1970s reproduction, the semi-auto version, but I will be rolling in some footage of shooting this. It is clear, but this is actually a lot of fun to shoot. Real soft shooting because how heavy it is, but it's just a very neat gun. This next gun will be the first of the workarounds. In the game, we have the SCAR Light or the SCAR 16, but what this gun is a FN-FNC. This is the little brother of the FN-FAL, but it is the father of the FN SCAR. It is clear. It is essentially the same thing as a SCAR, just with less polymer, more sheet metal. Has the same collapsing stock on it. Still shoots a 5.56, still using AR mags. It is essentially the same thing as a SCAR, but just the older, less well-known version in modern rifles. But this is a pretty sweet, rare rifle that fortunately I have the ability to just go out and shoot from time to time. But still has reciprocating charge handle, all that jazz. But it just doesn't have a polymer lower, and it doesn't have a rail on top. All right, in the game they have the they call it the M416. It is based off the HK 416, which yes is a M4 or AR-15 variant, but there is one specific difference. It is piston driven, and HKs are well known for how expensive they are and how hard they are to get your hands on. But this is another workaround. This is my SOP Block 2 build. That's something you may have seen before. And you know, the 416s are used mostly in like the special forces community, but so is this. So that's why I decided to bring this out and show it to you. It has an LCAN mounted on it. There isn't anything in the game based off an LCAN, but it's probably one of the best combat optics out there. So I figured I would bring this out for you to check out, and I'll roll in some footage of me shooting this. Next, we got the M16. In the game is a A3 or an A4, I believe. The only difference between this and the A3 and A4, this is an A2. The rail is not removable. Up on top here it has a 3x9 scope, so you could consider it the 8x magnification scope. But yeah, this is a good old Colt AR-15A2, and it is based off the M16. Essentially the same thing, same stock, same handguard, no rails. But it is definitely, this is a fun one to shoot because it's how heavy and long it is, and it's almost nostalgic. You know, we're going through basic training. This is the gun that we carried. Next up, we got the Mini 14. This is a little bit different than the one you'll see in the game. This is just the all wood stock. It's got a bullet barrel. It does have a 4x magnification scope on it. It is clear. The Mini 14, where it got its name, is a miniature version of the M14, or the civilian equivalent of the M1A, which you will see later. But this is a fun, not the most accurate, which I don't get in the game. It's supposed to be super accurate in the game. Mini 14s are definitely not known for their accuracy, but these are definitely a lot of fun to shoot. They have a very interesting action on it for such a small caliber. It is 223 5.56, so definitely get to see me shooting this a little bit. Pretty nice trigger. I don't shoot this enough. Next up here we have an SKS. I don't have an AK, but SKS and AK are essentially the same thing, especially the SKSs that are mag fed. This is not clip fed like the original ones. This is a Chinese version. Shoots 7.62 by 39. You can't really mount a scope on this. This is another gun that I'm kind of confused as to why it's considered a DMR, or designated marksmanship rifle, because they're not known for being accurate and they don't shoot an accurate round. But I will put some rounds to it, so you'll get to check this out too. It is pretty neat gun. Again, I wouldn't consider accurate, but definitely fun to shoot, and it's just a neat gun that is a old military surplus. All right, next up, the gun in the game that this is represented is the Mark 14 UBR. That is based off the old M14 Vietnam battle rifle. This is an M1A, which is a civilian equivalent to that. It is a 308 7.62 by 51. Nice old heavy classic wood stock. The UBR has a folding stock like you see in the game, and a polymer body. This is just the original version, pretty much. A lot of fun to shoot. Got a little bit of kick to it. I'll definitely roll in some beef footage of this. Lastly, this will be a workaround on any of the bolt action sniper rifles in the game, specifically the M24. This right here is a Ruger American, but in the grand scheme of things, all bolt actions are the same because they're all based off the old Mauser. This is chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. The ones in the game are either chambered in 300 Win Mag or 7.62 by 51 or 308. Just good accuracy, pleasure to shoot. This is a 16 times scope, but you can compare it to any of the high-powered scopes in the game. I might roll in some footage of this, I might not, but overall this is a real fun gun to have. About this one earlier is a little bit of a late entry. This is the AUG in the game. It's the AUG A3. Apparently you can only get it in the drop boxes. Apparently best gun in the game. I don't know where they got that information from, but it's a pretty good gun, but you know, let's run it. Thanks for watching this quick overview of the real guns of PUBG. I will be rolling in some more B-roll so you can check out how all these guns run. As always, thanks for watching. Drop a comment, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff, and it will really help me out. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Malfunction. And I will. Yep. Come from a video.